Okay, 1903. Any further check-ins? ZS6 OPS standing by. The problem with that one is the 40 channels is going to be open. And of course, it's not type approved. And to get a type approved will probably mean having to do a lot of money on it, you know. But it really looks like a neat little radio. And the funny thing is that the Hytera MNC 380, which is the PTT, is the same sort of shape and design. Eh? All of these 20 watt, 25 watt radios are coming out slim profile.
Yeah, like that one, like the one that I've got in the car.
Yeah.
It's also this form factor.
Yeah.
Exactly. I opened the other one, Chad, and it is one pure SDR. It's got one massive processor there in a Xilinx FPGA and processor combination unit, and that's it. Nothing else. There's 2 or 3 chips around it. Pure software radio. That whole DMR radio. That's
why there's a problem with the audio.
I think it's the software is not done yet. Yeah.
Okay, 1904, second last call for check-ins. ZS6 OPS standing by. And of course, the listeners are more than welcome to join in. Okay, 1905, last call for check-ins. ZS6 OPS. Right, nothing else. Good evening, everybody, specifically to all the listeners, because Adrian and I are on Zoom, and nobody else has checked in this evening. So for the benefit of those that are listening, not a problem at all. This net runs every Sunday evening from 1900, anything up to an hour, depending on what we are doing. Due to the state of disaster, of course, we are still maintaining our overall COVID-19 coverage and presentation on that and nothing else, unless of course something major else, something else of a major magnitude of concern is affecting us in one way or another. So, having said that, I'd like to remind everybody who is listening that you are more than welcome to join the net. You do not have to be a member of any club, any party, body, institute, facility, or otherwise. The only thing that, of course, that is required is you need to have a paid up ICASA license fee. And just to remind the listeners out there, that is now due by the first, well, ultimately by the 1st of April, but they usually give you about 30 days grace. Don't go beyond that, because the chances are with the new online system, you'll automatically lose your license and your call sign. So this is ZS6 OPS clearing the timeout timer. Okay, ZS6 OPS returning. Right, good evening. As I said, trust everybody as well. We're not going to stay on air long, purely because of the fact that the repeater is on battery power. So let's have a look quickly at the national figures. 450, not national, the global figures, my apologies. 456,908,000. So we in essence are up 11 million throughout the world. The numbers have started to slow down a little bit. However, if you think about it, with the total number of vaccinations that have been put out, which is now somewhere in the region of 10 billion, and that of course now will be second and third and boosters and all the rest of it, to be getting 11 million new cases a month, or at least a week, is still extremely high, with a death toll globally of 6,041,000. So even though we're only up about 41,000 deaths, so that has slowed down. Outside of that, the major news event is still the fact that Ukraine is at war with Russia, and of course we are into and going into day 18 of what is being termed the invasion at this stage. But the one thing that I do want to bring up about all of this, the fact of the matter is it's not a political discussion. This is of absolute global importance, number one, and number two, it is something that every single person who hears my broadcast tonight should be aware of, should take cognizance of, and should always be prepared moving into the future, because we never know when circumstances will change. Right, so we have one city in Ukraine at the moment where the reports began late last night, South African time, that the residents of, I think it's called Monrovia, I stand to be corrected, the residents of the town themselves are now fighting each other over food. They are besieged, they cannot get in, they cannot get out, there's no stock coming in, there's no stock going out, and the town has now run out of food. And wherever food is found, people are fighting each other for this food. Guys, always remember that disasters of a major concern, Z6 OPS returning, can always happen. A disaster can happen at any time, even though you've got a country now that is at war, that has been invaded, that they know that they're going to have hard times. I don't think they expected to run out of food. And of course now you've got an internal battle for survival. So that point that I'm trying to make is always be prepared. We should never lose sight of preparedness. Disasters do not need to be disastrous. That's my key note. On that note, for this week ahead, have a great week. And sanitize, wash your hands, wear a mask in public, physically distance yourself, and of course, be safe, be prepared,
Stock up on food.
and be happy. And Archeon says, stock up on food. ZS6 OPS releasing 145.65 for general use. Cheers all. Fuck, I'm trying to say that with the tickle in my throat, and I'm trying not to cough and get finished. So yeah, 2.5 million, over 2.5 million have fled Ukraine so far. They've crossed over the borders. Poland has taken in the most, or the highest number of refugees or displacees at this stage.
I see Britain also is now, if you take in a refugee for 6 months, a Ukrainian refugee, the government will give you £350 per month subsidy.
Dude, you can send a couple of Ukrainian chicks my way. Won't cost the government a fucking cent. It's an air flight. I'll take it.
Yeah, no, but you know, if I do that, they're only going to be 80 years older.
You do that, you're not going to live long. You fucking married. Fuck off. I can't do that. I can't do that. I've got to stop